Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, family. Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp. Did you hear that? For sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, I want to talk about conservative Hollywood. Is there such thing as conservative Hollywood? Can you be a conservative and be a high profiled or very popular figure in the world of music, entertainment, film, TV and film, comedy, you name it? I bring this up because comedian and actor Rob Schneider says that he has been blackballed from work from Hollywood because of his political beliefs. And so we're going to talk about it. Also, Kellyanne Conway, a former former member of the Trump administration first term. She's currently a Fox News contributor. I believe she's a host on Fox Nation as well. She's also the ex-wife of George Conway, who I recently shared, the former conservative attorney that's going to be running for Congress in New York City as a Democrat. So Kellyanne Conway took a few jabs over at Rosie Odonnell, comedian Rosie Odonnell, heading into the new year, and we're going to discuss that. And also Megyn Kelly, conservative talk show host, is continuing to build up so many feuds. One feud with the chief editor or editor-in-chief of CBS, Barry Weiss, the new editor-in-chief over at CBS News. She takes a jab at her, and then she has a feud with her, and she also has an escalated feud happening with another conservative talk show host, talk radio host, Mark Levin. We're going to talk about that, so much more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, my friends, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chime into the show. We are continuing to find new ways to stay, just to improve, stay engaged, keep you guys up to speed on what's happening in our world. Again, we're going to share it to you from politics to sports related topics and news and stories, from entertainment, a little bit of everything, really, whatever I want to talk about. No, I'm joking. But whatever really comes to mind, man, whatever comes interesting that I feel as though they'll be cool to discuss with you all, we're going to talk about it here on the show. So for those who are watching us on YouTube, do me a favor, if you have not done so yet, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. We want to continue to grow our channel, grow our subscribers and our viewership numbers. And also give us a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. And if you know other folks that are looking to add a new program to their lineup of shows, please bring them on to the Arrington Gavin Show. We welcome you with open arms. That's right. And you can also watch us on Facebook. You can also check us out on Goatverse TV app. All right. So you can download the Goatverse TV app today or anytime, really, but it's available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. You can also listen to the program on the go. We're available on all major podcast platforms. So you're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, be sure to follow us and give us 5 stars on there. I truly appreciate it. And then lastly, you can also listen to the Arrington Gavin Show on the radio airwave. Shout out to our affiliates. A shout out to our first one, WBOK. As you see, I'm rocking the the WBOK merch right now. WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about out in the New Orleans, Louisiana area. WBOK is one of the oldest and longest running Black talk radio stations in the country, and I'm honored to be a part of this amazing station. You can listen into the Arrington Gavin show at weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the program weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you can listen to new episodes of the Arrington Gavin Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on our YouTube channel, be sure to be on the lookout for that. See, if you subscribe to us, you get the notification. So, and then you can also follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram, X, Blue Sky. Well, really not Blue Sky. We're kind of dying away from Blue Sky in all honesty. But Instagram, Facebook, X, and also Substack. So those are platforms, social media platforms where you can find us on. What else is new, y'all? That's about it. Okay, I think I've said it all. But how's everybody doing? How's your new year starting off so far? Excuse me. Last time I told you I was recovering from a cold, and I feel great. It's just all this freaking backed up mucus is literally like stuck in the back of my throat, and every time I'm talking, first of all, it's like multiple things where I'm having issues with. I am having issues sometimes hearing. Like I feel like my ears are always clogged up. I when I'm like while I'm talking right now, I feel like it's just drainage. So I've been like taking it. I think Mucinex is a good. Folks have told me taking some Mucinex because it just needs to loosen it up. But I'm like, geez, Louise, you think I think I'm clear, but every time I'm talking, I'm like, making a crazy sound. So I apologize if you're to hear me kind of make the gross sound on air. I'll try not to do it as much, but I do apologize for those who are listening to us right now because it's an unattractive sound. So I apologize. But yeah, so far the new year starting off great. Just really kind of been taking it easy. As you know, I'm a business owner. I have a couple of businesses, and the recent business that we have is a videography and photography workspace. So every being a new opening a new business is always very stressful because you want to make sure that you dot all your i's, cross all your t's. You want to make sure that just you don't have a scratch, you know what I mean? You just want to make sure everything is nice and polished and well put together. And every time I think I'm like, okay, good, we're good, we're fine, I don't need to touch anything. We need this, we need that, and it gets a little stressful. And is business slow? Yes, but that comes with the territory of a new business. It doesn't just automatically start off like bam, successful. Now the concept and everything, I know it's going to be successful. The concept is there. Of course, we've had a few, people come in from time to time. Wish it was a little faster, but I'm grateful for the people that has been coming up to us using the space and all this stuff, and we're getting great reviews, which is good. It's all a journey, it's all a process. It's funny because I was listening to a conversation on TV a while back where a young lady has said we're entering into the new age of really just entrepreneurship, meaning that a lot of your regular 9 to 5 jobs, yes, they will still be in existence, but we're living in an age now where everybody wants to work for themselves, and folks are really leaning hard in pursuing uh starting their own business, right? Those side businesses that they used to have is now they want to start to expand into their full-time business. And so which I love, right? I consider myself an entrepreneur. I was raised on, hey, you always want to have multiple streams of income. I think the pandemic year that we had uh definitely opened up a lot of eyes for folks who was just say had one job and might have got furloughed, and they're like, oh, what do I do? Let me start this. Let me start this hobby and turn it into a business. Folks just got creative during that period where they had a lot of downtime, or they already had a side business and just focused more time into that. And so it change happens. And so, and look, don't think it's easy to work for yourself, because it's not. It's actually, I believe it's actually harder to work for yourself. There's a lot more responsibility. You will never please yourself, right? You're never going to be pleased with any end result or anything like that. So it's a lot happening. But fast forwarding to all of that going on, I'm also doing dry January. So that can also be a little difficult, because I do enjoy a good beverage here and there. I enjoy red wine. I enjoy whiskey. I enjoy bourbon. I enjoy a little tequila ease. You feels naive me. I enjoy a good beer. During the sports season, I enjoy a good beer. I enjoy a good beverage. Long story short, everybody's like, Arrington, you naming almost a lot of alcohol. You sure you ain't got a problem? I don't. Chill. I don't. I am all right. I'm good. You're the one that's not okay. No, I'm joking. But no, I'm doing dry January. Just a way to discipline yourself. And it's always a fun challenge to do. Also my wife and I, we're doing some fastings as well. So it's just so much stuff happening, for year 2026. But I'm excited, y'all. It's a new year, new me. No, but it's a new year, new goals, and out with the old, in with the new. Forget about what happened in 2025. Focus on, what you have in store for you. Okay, focus on what you have in store for you moving forward this year, 2026. I use the analogy. Well, I've heard my mother tell me this. I've heard so many folks use this, but my mom was the first person that told me this, and I think it was a message that she heard at church. When you're driving a car, you have a large, your front window is the biggest window in your car. Don't focus on your side view mirrors, because those are small, because you don't want to focus on looking back. You want to focus on what's moving forward, because you got big things ahead. You're welcome. Let's go ahead. In that case, we're going to take a commercial break, y'all. When we come back, we have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Let's get it going with I want to continue on talking about what we left off on the last show. Excuse me. About I'm not going to say disgraced music producer. I'm not going to just I already said it, but I'm trying to former music producer and co-founder of Rockefeller Records, Dame Dash, recently had to sell his film catalog or film production company. It was auctioned off. And you would think it will be for a lot because he's doing this to try and cover a $1 million debt. So he's saying, let me auction off my catalog and we can go on from there. No, it's not that easy, my friends. So he ended up auctioning it. You won't believe how much, y'all. He auctioned off his film company, entire film company, for $100. $100. I mean, first and foremost, I don't know a lot of films that is in his film catalog. Let me see here. This right here was an article I read last time by Vice, and the gentleman who had bought it was a person that had beef with Dame Dash, and he pretty much said, and this gentleman's name is Mike Montaser. He's the CEO of Muddy Water Motion Pictures, and let me $100.50 to be exact. He had said that this was really him getting back at Dash for past issues. Now, apparently, Dame Dash had a jab after making the Muddy Water CEO sit through years of litigation issues. All he wanted was for Dame to handle their differences like grown adults, but they end up going through the courts and all that stuff during the past. And he said, look, he's just problem. That's what I was about to say. That's what Muddy Waters. That's what Montaser calls Dame Dash. He said he's just a problem. He has an ego. I think he's just bitter from where he came from, and it's truth, because look, you got to realize you started a company. You were on the stage with guys like Jay-Z before Jay-Z got to where he's at. Kanye, who's now Ye. Now you were here at the pedestal, at the top of the mountain, right? The Mount Rushmore, and now you can't even sell. Well, now I wouldn't say can't because you did, but you're selling a whole film company for $100, and he's blaming everybody. He thinks everybody owes him something, and that's the worst mindset, y'all, that to have is a bitter and thinking everybody owes you. Nobody owes you. You know what? Okay, you might think they do, but guess what? Life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. I remember there was a video a while back showing Dame getting into it with Lee Daniels, saying, "Hey, look, you owe me this, you owe me that, and this and that." And now, look, that's a whole nother story. But did Lee Daniels owe him some money? Maybe, I don't know. That's between those two. But just seeing the way Dame has been just going after everybody, suing everybody, it's a bit off. You know what I mean? It's just weird. All of it seems to explain why he isn't insistent on filing defamation lawsuits against everybody from Cameron to the Breakfast Club. Hopefully, with one substantial court win, he can pay off all his debts. Moreover, it figures why he is so angsty towards interviewers like Charlamagne the God. Back in September, he threatened to fight the host. I remember that. And his words, I'm reading this, says here, "I can punch you right in your face like a grown man. You won't do ish." If we was on the street right now and you were talking like that, I would have effed you up. What I'm saying is, when you interrupt me and you say certain things where I'm from, that the masculine man will F you up. Wow. Somebody hit a nerve. So of course, out of all people, guess who had to chime in to this? You guessed it, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who is, by the way, Curtis had a hell of a 2025 year. He was, of course, the success of his film and TV catalog with, the Power series and all the different prequels and sequels and spinoffs from that. He's also, I believe, he purchased some land to build his own media studio, kind of like how Tyler Perry has in Atlanta, which Curtis is well deserved 50 Cent because he's putting the work. Again, you talk about a line of successful projects, film and TV projects under his belt, which don't be mad at me, I've yet to watch a full Power, which I think I'll start watching for 2026. I'm gonna start watching Power, just so I can kind of be in the know. But in addition to that, Curtis also put out the docuseries, the Diddy docuseries that was on Netflix, that was #1 and making him a lot of money right now. And New Year's he had not 1, not 2, but 3 gigs. So Curtis stays rolling the money, but he responded to the news that Dame Dash Film Company is selling for $100 in auction, and Curtis just like, one word, damn. Damn. He says here that he said, damn, $1 he popped. The G Unit head honcho captioned this on his social media. He said, they took his whole ish. When I first got on, he said a mill was nothing. Propose only bidder. Well, they're giving me the full thing. So let me see here. Says here that Dash owes about $973,000 after losing multiple civil suits. Says here Dash filed for bankruptcy in September, claiming to only have a few $1,000s in assets, while facing about $25 million in taxes, child support, and other debts, with at least $5 million tied to civil cases involving attorney Chris Brown's clients. This is not the way to go. And I feel really bad for Dame Dash, because I never met him personally. I know folks in the industry and friends that's really, I'm not gonna studied just the culture of hip hop music, that whole era, has said Dame Dash was one of those guys that thought he was untouchable, that said like Curtis said, at one point, Dame Dash said, "Oh, $1 million is nothing. That's chump change. That's a little bit. That's nothing." And so now you see how the table turns. Because here's the thing, y'all. That's why I always, always, always share on this show. Humbleness will take you so far. Being humble is the key. It's not hard to be humble, to be kind and respectful to people. That's not hard. That's not hard whatsoever. So even when you do become successful, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget to stay humble with it, because you worked hard to get where you're at, but guess what? Somebody or some people had to help get you to where you're at. You know what? The support of family, friends, spouses, parents, you name it. So for like musicians or artists, they can't be successful without the help of their fans. Football players, basketball players, and just pro athletes in general, if fans never watched on TV or buy tickets, their contracts will not be looking as fat as it is. Okay. For me to make money, I have to sell products that people purchase. So I will never think, oh man, I got all this money, this and that. This. Because the Lord can give it and the Lord can take it. And right now, Dame Dash is in that season where the Lord is taking it, trying to, all this is a part of, I always say it's a reason for the season. It's a reason for moments like this happening in his life. And just to continue this story, because I'm going to move it on from this guy, I don't want to spend too much time on it. The assets on the block included rights of Dame Dash best known film Honor Up, featuring Dash, Cameron, and Stacey Dash. Never ever heard of Honor Up. I don't know. Maybe it's on Tubi. I don't know. I never heard of Honor Up. Have y'all heard of Honor Up? I didn't think so. Along with Too Honorable, the documentary Welcome to Black Rock, and We Went to China, Our Search for Like-Minded Individuals. I ain't never heard of not a nay of these films, so that's why that's probably $100. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to say that. My bad. Let me see here. It's more undertaking of what they view Dash work to be opposed to anything else, Brown said, while pointing out Cameron called Honor Up whack in an Instagram post earlier in the year. Like, no one cares that you went to China, Mr. Dash. I guess I really don't know what to make of this. Brown himself will reportedly receive $33.50 from the sale after winning a separate $150,000 judgment. He also dismissed Dash's continued remarks about cases as pointless. I mean, it's just it's just sad. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Like, again, if Dame simply just responded by just being more humble and chill, maybe folks would be like, hey, look, man, this guy, because here's the thing, y'all. And you've probably heard stories like this. When folks have hit hard times, they've had friends to help them financially. They've had people do GoFundMe page, right? That's from the public. You don't see anybody putting together a GoFundMe for Dame Dash. You don't see, at least I don't hear any celebrity saying, let me give you the meal, or let me let me pay for your debt. No. Dame Dash, when the last public interview he had on the Breakfast Club, Dame Dash was acting like a first class a-hole. I'm sorry, but he was. And it's extremely sad. It's extremely sad, but that's what I got. I don't know if y'all heard, but that's everything that I got from that. Let me digress from this story and just, let's, word of advice, y'all. Stay humble. Stay humble. And when success hits you, remain humble. Be, help those in need. Now, I'm not saying spend your whole fortune, but just be, be generous, right? Be kind and compassionate. Don't act like, jerks that are just snobs because, oh, I got all this money, so I'm just on top of the world. I got everything. I don't need to do nothing because I got all this. No, that's not the case. Because like I said, the Lord can giveth and the Lord can taketh. And let's go ahead and move it on to our next story. Next story, y'all. As you all know, New York City has a new mayor. His name is Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected, I think the youngest elected in New York City. has now put out a plan of what his goal is for the city of New York. The quote unquote the socialist has won, and guess what? He won fair and square. This is just a few of his plans for his affordable policy plans. It says here universal child care at $6 billion a year. Okay. Because this is what it's going to be costing. Some costing millions, even billions of dollars, hoping to make life in the nation's largest city more affordable. So I mentioned universal child care at $6 billion a year, fare free buses. That's going to be at $800 million a year. About 200,000 new rent stabilized homes over 10 years at at $100 billion over the decade, and then a pilot of 5 city-run grocery stores at $60 million a year. Hey, I'm curious. I want to see him do good. I know a lot of folks are criticizing him, saying that this is unheard of, this is unreal. It will put the city in a huge amount of debt. This is disastrous, yada yada yada. But once again, there's 2 cities ranked the wealthiest cities in the nation. 2 cities. That is New York City and Los Angeles. New York City and Los Angeles. Now, look, I have capitalist views. Look, I'm a business owner. I don't want to see higher taxes whatsoever. I get it. The more you make, the more it's going to increase. But each and every time it's funny. Each and every time, it's taxi is like, oh my gosh, oh my God. Because, you feel as though like, hey, look, I worked hard for this. I don't want people to take this out of my, out of my check. Like, it's not fair. Look, but what I say earlier, life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Okay. But at the end of the day, issues that circulate around New York City is cost of living, homelessness, right? And so many other things, right? I've fam that is from New York, and I used to go to, and I've kind of fallen off just because of, due to just working. But I used to always go with my family to New York City and enjoy it, right? See a Broadway play, check out my championship winning New York Knicks. I mean, because we won the little in season tournament championship. Yeah. So I'll catch a Knicks game, catch a Broadway game. I mean, catch a Broadway play, shopping, all that good stuff. But when I used to go there, I'm like, wow, the cost is starting to increase every time I come up there. Like, I mean, we used to stay in Manhattan. Now it's like, damn, it's a little costly to stay in Manhattan. Let me go and stay in Queens. Let me stay in Jersey. Okay. It's expensive. It's expensive. So again, what Mamdani is doing is he's not trying to put New York City into a debt hole. What he's trying to do is make it accessible for everybody, not just the city for the ultra rich. Because in New York City you have 5 boroughs. You have Manhattan, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens. Hold up. Let me show. Okay, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem. Damn, what's my 5th, y'all? What's my 5th? Hold up. Hold up. Wait. Not gonna move it on. 5 boroughs. It is. Oh, you're killing me. We got Staten Island. Oh, why did I say Harlem? Lord have mercy. The Bronx, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. So there's your 5 boroughs. And yeah, so he's trying to make it, an affordable place for, again, for all folks to come and enjoy, and not just, because one thing I've always said, if you go to New York and it's always busy, like everybody's moving like a swarm of ants. They're not vacationing. They're not, living it up like they're working. You see young people out there pacing back and forth, they're working. You see people pacing back, they're working. They are working. But that's good. That's just, the start of, his plans over in New York City. So we will see, because we've seen past Democratic mayors, that is, because in New York City, you've mostly had Democratic leaders in the helm of the city mayor position. Last mayor, Eric Adams, was a Democrat. The mayor before him was Bill de Blasio. People criticize de Blasio. People criticize Eric Adams. Let's see what's going to happen with Zohran Mamdani, because he was already facing criticism during the campaign season. And, let's see if he can practice what he preaches. We will see. We will see. All right, let's go ahead, my friends. And I wanted to bring up this story because I thought it was quite interesting. Comedian Rob Schneider has always been, how can I put it? He's always felt like, ever since he changed party lines, he has said that Hollywood has blackballed him. They have put him on the pay him no mind list because his conservative views. Now, Rob Schneider, who has been in the business for, forever. Okay, like he's been doing it for a long time, mostly on films that were that starred Adam Sandler. You have Deuce Bigalow was, his lead roles for Rob Schneider. Deuce Bigalow, the hot chick, the animal. Let's see. Benchwarmers. What other ones did he star in? Those were his. Okay, so those are his top films: Deuce Bigalow, The Animal, and The Benchwarmers. Now, he co-starred in other films like 50 First Dates, Don't Mess with the Zohran, You Don't Mess with the Zohran, Grown Ups, The Longest Yard, The Ridiculous Six, just to name a few. He has earned three primetime Emmy nominations. He was on SNL for a period. He has a quite large resume. He has a large and successful resume, and you would think someone like him, it should be easy to get a job, right? 62 years old, still in the business. It should be easy. Listen here, for the longest he was a Democrat. Then he switched and became a Republican, and he was a Republican from the years, and I'm looking at his Wikipedia page, it says it from the years of 2013 to 2017. And in 2017 he became an independent, and he's still an independent, but he's an independent that is very conservative, in my opinion. Now, let me go ahead and play you this soundbite here, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Mark Ruffalo, he could say whatever he wants against Trump and he'll still get work as an actor. If an actor like me or says anything or even questions the tribe of Democrats, that's it. You're out.
Funniest thing about this whining from Rob Schneider is that the only reason Rob Schneider has a career is his good friend Adam Sandler, who is one of the most famous and successful conservatives in Hollywood, and nobody ever says a word about it. Sandler's been a loud and staunch opponent of anyone who dares criticize Israel and gets absolutely no pushback for it for two reasons. First reason that Adam Sandler gets away with all this is ironically the disconnect that I have with Rob Schneider, because Adam Sandler is actually talented as an actor and a comedian. Gal here gets a whole lot of hate, and deservedly so. I think it's easy for people to do because she has absolutely no talent and she has absolutely no empathy. Her views are abhorrent. She most likely shares the same exact views as Adam Sandler, the writer and star of You Don't Mess with the Zohran from 2008. Does anyone remember what this movie is? Funny enough, this movie stars Rob Schneider as an Arab taxi driver who is angry at Zohran for stealing his goat. John Turturro is also here as the Phantom, an Arab terrorist who now runs a chain of kebab restaurants. Let's see a little clip of Rob and John's excellent acting here.
I find the Zohran. You not kill the Zohran.
Let me go ahead and pause that. I don't want to play the full entire clip for y'all, but what the gentleman is insinuating, I'm not sure. This was a social media, influencer person, so he was using, his views on that. So he explained how Adam Sandler being, the most successful conservative actor and comedian out there, and this and any other. Really, let's just be honest. We really don't know what Adam Sandler's political views are. If I'm looking at some info here, public record shows indicates that he's generally supported the Democratic Party while also making donations to Republican candidates in the past. So again, you could say Adam is an independent. Let's just go with that. But Adam Sandler is very talented. Look, Rob Schneider is very talented, but I will say this. Excuse me, guys, as I take a quick swig. Rob Schneider, the last time I went to see Rob Schneider, a stand-up show when he came to Virginia, and he really, really, he's turning more into a political comedian, and what I mean by that is topics that he or issues, well, not issues, but the kind of comedy jokes he's going to tell is mostly political. You have folks that sometimes they'll make sexual jokes, they'll make political jokes, they'll make dark satire humor or something like that. He's now leaning more to conservative leaning political views in his jokes because that's the ones that's really employing him, making him the most money. When Rob Schneider became more conservative, even though he's independent, but he's very conservative now. Boom, you see a comedy special that came out on where? Fox Nation. So now he's team Fox 24/7. When I saw his stand up, it was mostly jabs at the Biden administration, and it was jabs at Joe Biden, and it was jabs at the LGBTQ and transgenders, like the whole time. And I'm talking, he might have spent at least half of his show talking about trans, maybe most, because it was crazy because, and I couldn't make this up. I think there were members of the LGBTQ community that was sitting behind me, and I overheard the conversation and went and asked, do you need to leave? Do you want to go? Do you want to stay? Do you want to step out for a few? Because they bought tickets to see Rob Schneider. And y'all, this is just, another tip. You always got to do your own research to comedians that you pay to see. Like, you don't just pay to see like random comedians that you never seen. I get it. Rob Schneider's a familiar face. You've seen him on TV. So it's kind of easy to say, oh, I want to go see a Rob Schneider stand-up show. Because I remember the movie he was on, You Can Do It, and it was so funny. And I'm going to go see him and yada, yada, yada. But they were unaware of like his political stances. And he was throwing the jabs left and right, this and that and the other. And his political views really kind of not just hurt his career, but it's also hurt his relationship with his daughter, Ella King, who's a famous singer, who has mostly liberal views. And so that right there has hurt Rob Schneider. Now Rob Schneider saying that Hollywood kicked him out after he is questioning the tribe of Democrats. Okay, there's no freaking tribe. There's tribes in every political party. Let's just be honest. Right, left, there's tribes everywhere. But I look at this more of a whining tour. When people always say, "Hey, look," and I'm sorry, I'll use Monique as an example. You want to give Monique a chance, but she keeps on bringing up Tyler Perry, Oprah, this and that, and it's so old. It's so old. Like, you're talented. The jobs you do get, you nail them out the park. Just keep it moving from there. Rob Schneider's doing the same thing. He keeps on making the big jokes like, everybody hates me, Hollywood hates me. This and that. Hollywood is a place. Okay, it's not an industry. Hollywood is a place, not an industry. The industry is called entertainment. So now you're saying entertainment kicked you out, Rob? Entertainment kicked you out? Maybe people just tired of you. You ever think about that? Maybe your jokes are not hitting no more and people don't want you. You ever think about that? Because it's never just you. It has to be a reason why I'm not getting any business. Once again, people, stop blaming others. Stop thinking people owe you something. He about to be another. Well, at least he held he's holding on his money compared to Dame Dash. But he's saying that, the world is after him in X, Y, and Z. And so he is not the only one. There's been other actors and celebrities that said, "Hey, look, I've seen a difference in my call sheet, in my resume, because I've come out as a conservative now, this and that and that and this." And I just look at him like, give me a break. Now, to play a little devil's advocate, most of the film and TV work is in Hollywood, California. Now it's starting to, it's in Atlanta. Those are your two top cities that film and TV is made. Are those liberal cities? Hell yes. They are very, very, very blue. That being said, I'm not going to say that the elites, those in charge, are liberals, but they know their audience. They know their audience. But it's in directors and writers, and they know their audience. But I bring up the question, is there such thing as a conservative Hollywood? I say yes, because you have film projects that are, like, for example, Yellowstone to me is a show with mostly conservative views, and I love Yellowstone. Same with Lord have mercy, well, I wouldn't say Tulsa King has conservative views. Well, it's back and forth. It's back and forth. But I'll just say, for example, Yellowstone. Yellowstone takes place in Montana. Well, no, I will say Tulsa King. Tulsa King takes place in Oklahoma. Conservative Hollywood that succeeds just as much as liberal. If the concept is good, if the storyline is good, if the plot is good, people are gonna watch it. Okay. But when you do have shows or films with a concept that you think is show, because I hear a lot of people all the time saying, "Oh my gosh, every time I turn something on, there's two women or two men kissing, or there's a sex scene in this and this and that." And I'm like, what are you looking at? What are you? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's your timeline, what you want to see. Okay. But going back to Rob Schneider, I think him going on this, like the gentleman said, whining tour, I don't think it's going to help. I think Rob can continue to do shows, which he's still going to make his money. He still has an audience. He's always in, he's always going to have a job. Why? Because he's close friends with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler will always look out for his friends. And even though Rob has conservative views, he still is respected, from people on the left. He's still friends with them. It's okay to have different views. I remember the last SNL anniversary show. He sat next to Al Sharpton, Reverend Al Sharpton. So come on. Now, I'm not gonna say they were just not talking to each other the whole time throughout the show. A very left-leaning, a left-leaning individual, political activist, civil rights activist, sitting next to a conservative comedian. It can happen. It can happen, y'all. But what's your take on it? Do you think there's such thing as conservative Hollywood, or do you think Hollywood is only for, liberals, and that liberals can only succeed in Hollywood? Can conservatives succeed in Hollywood? Are they, if Denzel Washington came out as a far right, conservative, would he still be the successful Denzel that we've all known and loved? Likewise, think of anybody. I just thought of Denzel because he's my favorite actor, but think of anybody. Could they still succeed? Could they still succeed? Hold that thought. All right. Or let us know by contacting me on social media or emailing us. All you have to do is head to our website, www.theagshow.com, and you can reach out to us from there. And I would love to hear your take on this story. Let's go ahead. We're going to take another commercial break real quick, y'all. Do not go anywhere. You listen to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, y'all. Let's move it on here. We're gonna be running a little low on time, but I'm going to I do want to bring up this story here. So Kellyanne Conway recently took a jab at comedian, actor, or actress Rosie Odonnell. And Rosie has, since, if I'm not mistaken, I think she moved out of the United States and lives like in Ireland or something like that, or Scotland, one of the two. Anyway, she Rosie's like, after Trump won again, she's like, oh, I cannot do this anymore, people. I can't do this. She had a very, very long known feud with Donald Trump. And it was back when she was on The View. She used to be on The View for some years, and she had a long feud with Donald Trump. She knows how, she was warning everybody how dangerous he is, and she's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm leaving the States, and I am going to another country. I'm out of here. Anyway, I don't know why was this brought up, but let me go ahead and play the soundbite. Kellyanne Conway, Fox News contributor, host, as well as the ex-husband of George Conway. Let me listen to this here. This is what she had to say about Miss Rosie O'Donnell.
I have one question remains, just one question I've never tried on Rosie O'Donnell left. Don't you have anybody who loves you? You need a hug or a husband or a hobby or a hairy dog. Get yourself some help, because this woman last week, she referred to Trump as a blob, a slob, calling someone else a blob. But I have one question.
She has been one of the biggest, most vocal Trump supporters since day one. Really, you talking about another ride or die. She is a ride or die. Let me read you a little more about this in content. So obviously you just heard the Fox News host Kellyanne Conway suggesting to, and I'm reading this from the Daily Mail, comedian Rosie O'Donnell could cure her Trump derangement syndrome by getting a husband. Now, if y'all don't know, Rosie Odonnell is openly gay, and she is not looking at all for a husband. I believe she is married, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if she's married or divorced, but she is not interested in any men whatsoever. Now, Conway, a former advisor for President Donald Trump, appeared as a fill-in co-host on the Fox show The Five when the panel discussed one of O'Donnell's anti-Trump videos. Now, this already shows how unsuccessful and lazy and petty this show The Five is. I've never been a fan of it. Do I watch it? It's like a guilty pleasure. Yes, but I won't even say I watch it from start to finish. I might watch like 15-20 minutes of it from time to time. It's a panel show on Fox where you have one liberal voice and 4 conservatives, and the whole premise of the show is everybody gangs up on the one liberal, and that's it. Like, that's literally been it for the past years. It's been on. It's the highest rated show on Fox News. It gets viewed the most, and so on and so on. The comedian called for Trump removal from office via the 25th Amendment in a lengthy TikTok video posted during the week. She had said, we gotta do it soon, before the November elections, because he's going to do anything he can to start a war and then declare no elections because of that war. He needs to be stopped. The comedian and regular foe of Donald Trump also said Trump is hardly even a human. So that prompted Conway to question Odonnell, and you heard what she had said. The funny thing is, instead of her worrying about somebody else getting a husband, ma'am, you don't have a husband. All right. So to say, I think you just need a husband, you don't have a husband. So I don't think she should listen to somebody who did not have a successful marriage. Okay. So since you're already coming after the lady like that, she needs a husband. She needs a hug. She needs the hairy dog. No, I think she's doing good with herself. Rosie's making that money. Rosie's, yes, can really be a little bit aggressive on social media and talking, Trump and all stuff. Yeah, she can. But hey, what is Trump doing? Every time he gets a mic in his hand, every time a camera's facing him, he always says, the left, this, the left, that's the Democrats, this, the Democrats, that. I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I did this, I did that. Trump Kennedy Center, not the Kennedy Center anymore, it's the Trump Kennedy Center. Like, worry about your daddy, okay? Worry about him. Because as I'm trying to figure out here, your ex-husband, found Jesus. Basically, he said, I was a conservative for years, but now I can't do it no more. I'm going to run for Congress as a Democrat because I've been supporting them since the Trump. He was in the Trump administration and then he left. He was working under there and he said, I can't do it anymore. There's another former Trump admin, Trump member, who's now on The View. She had so many people has said this man is just too. Anthony Scaramucci, he had to go. Everybody had to go because they just say Trump is full of it. Trump is full of it. But it's interesting, y'all. It's interesting. That's all I can say. As I mentioned, because I'm running low on time, I got really, really low time. But she shared. Rosie has almost 3 million followers on TikTok, so obviously she's well loved by many, and people want to listen to what she has to say. My friends, I had a few more stories to share with you all, but that's what happens when you run out of time, and we're going to talk about it on the next show. So I thank you all for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Please be on the lookout. We have some huge growth happening in 2026, as I mentioned, guests, new topics, hoping to do some segments. We're just continuing to grow. We're an independent media platform, and we want to continue to grow our platform here. So peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. Stay informed. Please stay informed and be kind to one another, y'all. Be kind to one another.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.